Welcome back to animal behaviors in response to stimuli. This is lesson 2. Now, just to quickly go over a review, animals adjust to the conditions of their environment around them. Light. Birds leave the nest to find food. Sound. Animals frightened and run away. Temperature. Animals stick out their tongues to cool down their bodies. Of course, we had a couple of others, but you can always go back and review that video slideshow. Now, we're going to talk about internal and external stimulus. Now, of course, internal means something that affects the inside of your body, and external, something that affects the outside of your body. Now, internal stimulus. Internal stimulus, a stimulus that comes from inside an organism, a living thing. Examples. You feel hungry, so you eat some food. Now, that feeling of hunger comes from inside your body, so that when you have this feeling, you go out to eat some food. A cat feels thirsty, so it drinks water. A dog feels hot, so it goes to lay in the shade. Now, the other one, of course, is the external stimulus. This is from the outside of your body. A stimulus that comes from outside an organism. Examples. You feel cold, so you put on a jacket. So you want to keep the outside of your body warm, you put on a jacket. A snake lunges at a rabbit, so it runs away. It is a very hot sunny day, so a dog sits in the shade. Now, besides internal and external stimulus, there are things about animals that are an instinct. Now, an instinct is something the animal is born with. It's not something they learn. It is something that is naturally in their system when they are born. An animal's natural reaction to a stimulus. It is an automatic reaction that the animal was not taught to do. Examples, getting away from danger. Now, if a lion comes running at you, you are not going to have to say, what do I do? You are just going to start running, because you know naturally that this large animal could possibly do you some harm. Okay, and we have a couple of examples of finding or building a shelter. So animals know if it's hot outside, they don't have to learn to get under a tree where it is cooler. So these are things that are naturally in the animal when they are born. Animals will naturally look for food and water. You don't need to be told you have to eat or drink. You know when you are hungry or thirsty. It's not something you had to learn. Animals instinctually know to store their food for the winter. So this little fellow here, this squirrel, he knows in the winter he will not be able to get any nuts. So he collects the nuts in springtime and puts a big amount of nuts in the hollow of a tree to be able to eat them in the winter when there is no food around. Now, as we can see here, we see the zebras are all running. They know, they sense there is danger. So animals' natural instinct is to run away from danger. We call this the need for safety. You can see in this other picture where there is a diver diving in the water. So the fish immediately gather together and circle around this diver. They are not swimming next to him or touching him. They are keeping their distance. Now, the other one is learned behavior. Now, not all animals know how to survive, so their parents will teach them. It teaches them how to catch fish or how to find water. A response to a stimulus that an animal was taught. Examples: chimps and monkeys learn to use tools. Now, chimps are quite intelligent. They realize to do something, they will find other objects they can use to help them with their problem. And here we have a mother bear at a waterfall where the river comes down and flows down a long drop. Now, these waterfalls is where salmon are usually trying to jump over these waterfalls to swim up river to spawn, lay their eggs, and have more baby fish. So this mother bear is showing her cubs how to catch fish. Otherwise, these cubs would not know how to do this. And you see here from the picture here, we have a mother bear teaching her cubs to fish. You can see the mother bear is about to grab hold of this salmon that is trying to swim upstream. One of the cubs here is watching her, so it can learn from what its mother does to be able to catch its own fish. Now we have here, what you're all very familiar with, is a dog. Now, teaching an animal a trick. Now, we teach an animal to sit, shake hands. This is not instinctive to a dog. Even though a dog is a domestic animal, it still has to learn these tricks from us. Now, this last picture here, we see a dolphin jumping, I suppose you'd say it's a jumping through a hoop that this lady is holding. This again, this dolphin did not instinctively know that it can jump through a hoop. It had to be taught to do this. Dolphins actually are very intelligent beings, so they are very, very smart. So they are easily taught how to perform tricks. So what did we learn today? We learned that animals have internal and external responses, and that there are two main kinds of behavior: learned behavior and instinct. Well, that is the end of lesson 2. In the next week, you will have a 10-question assessment on this. These grades will not be actually recorded, but I will be looking at them to see how you are doing with the work. So thank you very much for your attention, and we will see you again next week.